I thank you for that. I too, of course, would that things would be different. And but with your permission, we'll continue the process. And here, I turn to Mr. Sinclair, please.
Thanks, Mr. Prime Minister. First of all, I think that we feel that the conference has been a failure. And the work that we put into it is very disheartening to come to a conclusion that we can't make a deal. We don't really know if the goodwill was ever here to make a deal to begin with. And we came to set a foundation for the liberation and the justice for our people. That's the purpose of coming to this conference. And I think what we came here for, we're not disappointed because that we have lost. We're not disappointed in the stand that we took. The right to land and the right to self-government, the right to self-determination. Those causes are right in any society. And I'm disappointed that some of the premiers who made a stand, and I have to say they made a stand against us, for reasons that I consider were invalid. Premier Van der Zalm, you pointed out to us that you came from Holland in 1949. And you said that you met Indian and Native troops from Canada who went into your country and died for your country and for your people. We have them buried all over Europe and Asia. And they went out to die for this country, even though they weren't even recognized when they stepped off the train to come home to this country. And it's a shame when you can come here and in a few years become the Premier of one of the largest provinces in Canada, and that you will not recognize the rights of our people here in this country of the origin. Quebec, I'm very disappointed at you. We had hopes that you would come to our aid when we needed you, as Riel fought for your rights in Western Canada. And Indians fought and died for your rights in Western Canada. They were hanged along with the Métis for their position in their fight for land, because the French and the English Canada were having a struggle of their own, a power struggle of their own, that were brought in. I'm disappointed that you would not come here and give us the kind of support we needed. And you came here and advanced your own cause. And we're not going to go away with any hard feelings. We wish you the best of luck, that you will acquire your rights and your place in the Constitution of Canada, and I'm sure you will, because this government and the provinces around here will accommodate you because they can't leave out their own. Mr. Devine, I have a few words to say to you. I have to say some of the things and talk back about some of the things you mentioned yesterday. You talked about Saskatchewan and about the $1 million a day that you spend on Aboriginal people in Saskatchewan. That's $365 million a year. You are saying that the farmers in Saskatchewan are going to earn half that amount next year. But at the same time, you came to the Prime Minister here, and he bought an election for you for $1 billion. You've spent money on jails, in La Loche and a jail, where the unemployment was so heavy and so bad that people fought for the jobs to build that $1 million jail. And then the day after the job was completed, they were in it. Now, that's your kind of justice. That's our only job. You made a deal with Weyerhaeuser, the pulp company in Saskatchewan, not too long ago, and you ask us for definitions when we talk about self-government. You gave them an open-ended agreement that gave them more land than all the reserves put together in Canada. And you didn't ask them for a definition. You gave them 1 year where an 800-page document came out with not one definition, but 300 definitions. Now that's what you got from a big company that you gave a blank check to. I'm disappointed as well that you would say to us that the people of Saskatchewan are against you making a deal. I have here town councils, including the city of Regina and the city of Moose Jaw, your largest city in the province, supporting our right to self-government and our right to land. And people from the north, and the churches, and the unions. And I think it's unfair to you to accuse all of Saskatchewan of racism when you're advancing it at this table. There are some people out there who are genuine, want to make a deal, and want to see our people take their place in society. It is unfair to the treatment for our people. We talk about the kind of subsidies that go on and Aboriginal people have been wanting in order to acquire some form of economic development. We pay twice as much in northern Saskatchewan for food as you would in the south. Yet for every bottle of wine and every bottle of whiskey that you send north as PA, you put a subsidy on that, so the price of that wine is the same price in the Losh as it is in Regina. At the same time, there's no subsidies for the price of milk for our children or the price of food for our people who are having a hard time in those communities and no jobs. I think by leaving here today without an agreement, we have signed a blank check for those who want to oppress us and hold the racism against us that have for the past. I told you this yesterday and tell you this today. Your attitude at this conference from Alberta and from Saskatchewan, from British Columbia, is not going to bring 5,000 members to the Ku Klux meeting next July, I suppose, in Calgary, Edmonton. It's going to bring 50,000 because there's an open market on racism and white supremacy in this Canada. I've worked hard over the years to bring justice to my people, to sit down with governments and make deals. I've pounded on doors. I've had many guys say no. I've had troubles meeting with the Prime Minister and the Premiers, and yet we've struggled hard to try to make a deal. We kept our end of the bargain, and we struggled with our Aboriginal brothers in fighting what should go on the table. But one thing I want to say when we leave this meeting, I'm glad to see that we stuck together on a right that is truly right for our people and right for all of Canada and right within international law throughout the world based on human rights alone. We have the right. We have the right to self-government, to self-determination of land. And the people that are here are going to go back and continue the struggle. This is not an end, it's only a beginning. And I think that our leadership has made a stand now. We break new roads for those who will come in the future. But don't worry, Mr. Prime Minister and the Premiers of the province, I may be gone, but our people will be back. Thanks.
Thank you, Jim. May we turn to Smokey Briere, please.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. I don't know if I can